Hello. So this video is a practice for sleep, and we're going to be working with something called Yoga Nidra. And Yoga Nidra more or less translates to yogic sleep. And what that is it's going to be a guided meditation where I'm going to guide you through focusing on your breath, on different sensations in your body. And the best part about it is you don't have to do a thing. You can practice this lying down in a chair, in your bed. In a moment, I'm going to show you some of those different setups. And Yoga Nidra is a really good practice for reducing anxiety, reducing stress, for supporting with improving mood, concentration, focus. It's really good for lots of things. And because what happens when we practice it is it starts to slow down some of the parts of our brain, like our executive functioning and emotional processing and some of our motor kind of planning, because we're in more or less stillness. So it slows all of that down and then allows for some of this relaxation, calmness over time. Over time. And this Yoga Nidra that I'm going to share, you can practice it at any point in the day. So you could do it in the morning, in the afternoon, you can do it at night time. And I'm going to give you some options towards the end where if you're choosing to practice in the daytime and therefore you're going to want to come back up to movement, then I'll guide you out of that. But if you're taking it at nighttime before going to sleep to support you to go to sleep, you might want to choose the other options of just continuing to stay still, or to kind of slowly guide yourself to taking your shape for sleeping. And if you are doing that, you might want to think about how you set your space up beforehand. So if you're planning to continue to sleep, making sure that maybe your phone is switched off, or that your room is not going to be interrupted at all, so that you can guide yourself into sleep afterwards. So I'm going to show you a few different setups for Yoga Nidra. So one setup, which is how I'm going to be for the duration of this, is in a seat. And if you're coming into your seat, you can come right to the back and just let yourself relax. And if, like me, you're a little bit short, you maybe might want to have something underneath your feet. So these are blocks, but you might have books or pillows. So that's really nice for me to have them underneath there, so I don't feel like my feet are stretching towards the ground. And what I would definitely say here is you're going to want to take a blanket or something to kind of wrap yourself up. Maybe you've got some woolly socks on, a nice jumper, you might even have a hat on, so that you're really cozy. Because there's nothing worse than when you're trying to relax, that there's this little voice in your head saying, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold. So try and overestimate how cold you might get, so put on lots of layers and you can always take them off. If you don't want to practice in a chair, some other options might be coming to lie down on your back, and you can lie using a chair, or imagine this could be your bed or a sofa, and take your lower legs up onto that. And what that helps to do is really release your lower back. And then you lie down here, and you might pop a pillow or blanket underneath your head here, definitely something on top of you. Hands can release either side of the body, or they might be on your body, whatever feels most comfortable. Alternatively, if you don't want the chair, then you can pop it out to one side, and you can lie down on your back. You can also lie on your side. Some jingly janglies. You can lie on your side. You can also lie on your front as well. And you might make a little pillow with your hands, or turn your cheek to one side. So you can take lots of time to kind of explore what feels most comfortable for you and find out your best shape. And it's probably going to change from day to day, from week to week. At some point, I might play these chimes. So this is the sound you might hear. And I just want to let you know that now, so that halfway through when you hear them, you're not really surprised and wondering what that is. So give yourself a moment now then to get settled, and I'm going to do the same. Pop these blocks back underneath my feet so I can be comfortable when I'm sharing it with you. Okay. So taking all the time you need to get comfortable. And that's the kind of main aim of the game here with our Yoga Nidra practice, is finding a shape, finding the support and the warmth that we need to be as comfortable as possible. And in these first few moments of settling, of like landing in it, you might kind of go into one shape, feel into it for a bit, and then decide, actually, I need to move a little bit. I've got a little scratch to itch, or an itch to scratch. You might find, that you want to try a different pose entirely. You might feel like, I need to get another layer. So this is the time to do that, but also know that you can do that at any time throughout this practice. You do not have to stay still. This practice of Yoga Nidra is entirely your own practice, which really means that you choose where you go. You choose what to take in and what to follow, and you leave what you don't want to. And it could be that through this practice, you follow every word I say. It could be that you kind of dip in and out of what I say. It could be that you fall asleep for the entire practice. And what is really important to know about that is if you fall asleep, it's because your body really needs to fall asleep. Yeah. So you haven't done it wrong, you haven't failed. You're doing it entirely right for your body. If you need to sleep, don't resist it. Let yourself sleep. And the good thing about this being recorded is you can come back to it again. Equally, you don't really need to stretch to hear my voice, to hear the words I'm saying. My voice, more than anything, is to be here as a familiar sound, something that helps remind you that I'm holding the space, that I'm containing it, so that it might allow you to drop a little bit more into the practice. And at this point, if you're now starting to feel into where it is you want to settle, you might choose to close your eyes. So you don't need to look at the screen at all. You might close your eyes. And if that doesn't feel comfortable for any reason, then you do not have to. There's no have-tos in this at all. So you might just slightly close the eyes, like partially close them, or just soften the gaze a little. And let yourself take a couple of breaths, inhaling in through the nose and taking a nice big sigh out through the mouth. A couple more like that. You might even add some sound to it. Just releasing your body a little more with each breath into the support beneath you. Just allowing yourself to land exactly as you are, just as you are. And we're going to begin to journey in a little to this Nidra by starting to feel into our senses. So starting with your sense of hearing, just noticing what it is you can hear from around you, from far away, perhaps seeing how far you can stretch your sense of hearing. What's the furthest sound you could hear? From a little bit closer still. Maybe there's sounds from your space. There might be sounds coming through from my space to yours. There might be sounds you can control, sounds that you can't. And what if you could just welcome them all in? So now starting to feel into your sense of touch. Starting by taking your awareness to the points of contact between your body and the floor, the earth beneath you, which might be the floor. It could also be the chair, right? Bed, sofa, wherever you are, the places where you can feel your body in contact with something solid beneath you. And then maybe feeling the touch of your clothing on your skin, blankets on skin. Maybe even feeling the breath on the upper lip. You might even, as you feel that, notice a slight temperature change. So as you inhale, maybe the breath is a little cooler on the upper lip. And as you exhale, perhaps a little warmer. And then let your awareness come to your sense of sight. So from behind closed or partially closed eyelids, noticing what you can see. What colours, shapes, patterns, images are present. And then taking your awareness to your sense of taste, and your sense of smell. And there might be some tastes and smells that are pleasant, there might be some that are not so pleasant, and they're all welcome. And again, just reminding yourself that everything that arises is welcome. A yawn, a sigh, a burp, a fart, a giggle, a cough, whatever it might be, is all really welcome. And starting to now let your awareness come to your breath. Just noticing the flow of the breath as it moves in and out of your body. With the in-breath, maybe noticing how far the breath moves into the body. And with each out-breath, noticing how far it moves out. There's no wrong way to breathe, there's no right way to breathe, just simply noticing. Breath moving in and breath moving out. Really good. And the next part of this practice, should you choose to journey here, is to simply take your awareness around the body as I name different body parts. So you're welcome to stay with your awareness on your breath, or you might choose now to follow my guidance as I take you to different parts of the body. And when you take your awareness to these parts of the body, I invite you to notice any physical sensations in these parts of the body. So we'll start from the crown of the head, taking your awareness to the top of your head and noticing any physical sensations here. And then from there, moving down to the space in between your eyebrows, noticing any physical sensations here in this space. And then down to the little space in between your collarbones, a little divot of the throat center. Any physical sensations here. And then taking your awareness now across to the shoulders, so noticing any physical sensations in the right shoulder, the left shoulder, the left elbow, and the right elbow, the right wrist and the left wrist, and then stretching your awareness right out to the tips of all of the fingers and noticing any physical sensations in the left thumb, the right index finger and the left middle finger and the right fourth finger and the left little finger and the right. To the backs of both of the hands and the palms of both of the hands. And then just lightly taking your awareness back up through the arms to the wrists, the elbows and the shoulders, landing at the throat center, and then down to the heart space, noticing any physical sensations here at the heart. And to the right side of the chest, back to the heart. The left side of the chest, back to the heart. And then down into the belly, taking your awareness to the navel center, around the belly button. And then down to the area of the pelvis, noticing any physical sensations here. And then we'll journey down the right leg, so to the right hip, the right knee, the right ankle, and out to the tips of all of the toes, the right big toe, second, third, fourth and fifth toe, the top of the foot and the sole of the foot. And then back up through to the right ankle, the knee and the right hip, across the pelvis and across to the left hip, the left knee, the left ankle, noticing any physical sensations right out to the left big toe, the second, third, fourth and fifth toe, the top of the foot and the sole of the left foot. And then journeying your awareness back up through that ankle, left knee and the hip. And coming back to the pelvis and then up to the navel center at the belly button. and to the heart space. And then up, continuing up to the throat center, and the space between the eyebrows, and then all the way to the crown of the head where we started this journey, where now you're invited to take your awareness to the whole body, to become aware of any physical sensations through the whole of the body. Becoming aware of the whole body. The whole body as it rests, and as you take your awareness to the whole of the body, maybe for a moment just noticing what places and spaces in the body do you feel a sense of heaviness? What does heaviness feel like in this body? What does heaviness feel like in this body? And then what might it be like to feel its opposite? What does lightness feel like in this body? What does lightness feel like in this body? And what might it be like to feel both of these sensations at the same time? To feel heavy and light at the same time. And then another little game. What do you feel? What do you notice when you take your attention to the places and spaces in your body that feel really sleepy? What places in the body maybe feel like they're sleeping? The answer might be nowhere. There might be one tiny little space, maybe your left little toe, wherever it might be. What places are sleeping? And then what places feel awake? What does wakefulness feel like in this body? And again, what might it be like to welcome in both of these experiences? All of these places, the places that feel sleepy, the places that feel wide awake throughout the whole body, what might it be like to welcome all of this in at the same time? Everything is welcome, just as it is. And then letting this little game go, just lightly bringing your awareness back to your breath. Noticing the in-breath, the out-breath. And perhaps starting to find some fuller, deeper breaths. So taking a fuller inhale, like you're drinking the breath into the body. And then finding a sigh. Or just a deeper exhale, taking a couple more breaths like that, drinking the breath in. One last time. And if you are choosing from here to journey into sleep, and perhaps this is where you pause and you let yourself go on that journey. If you're choosing to awaken, then whenever you're ready, starting to make some really small movements, and that might start by just lightly moving the tongue around the mouth, maybe licking the lips a little. You might press the fingertips to the thumb pads. Starting with really small movement and then just letting that evolve, however feels good Maybe there's like a wriggle, a big old stretch. Oh, you might even find a big yawn. And just really take your time to move back into a wakeful state. And yeah, take all the time you need. And this practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Thanks for listening.